Hey there, I'm Sage and you are watching D&D Daily. Today I'm doing a blind stat block reading of the Dragonborn of Tiamat. Let's do this thing. Champions of the Dragon Queen are often called Talons of Tiamat. They work tirelessly to free their master from her imprisonment in Avernus, and Tiamat grants these pawns immense strength and a devastating breath weapon. Champions of Tiamat are sometimes associated with the cult of dragons. Alright, so there we go. We start out with the concrete motivation. We want to get Tiamat out of her imprisonment. There we go. Boom. Character. Let's go. Let's see if the stat block brings any extra flavor or if it's just going to support that. The Dragonborn of Tiamat is a medium humanoid, typically chaotic evil. Armor class of 18, hit points of 85, speed 30 feet, no flying speed. Has a +5 to strength, +0 to dex, +4 to constitution, +0 to intelligence, +1 to wisdom, and +3 to charisma. So this is definitely a toe-to-toe brawler. It has proficiency in strength, constitution, wisdom, and charisma saving throws, and athletics, intimidation, and perception skills. It is immune to the frightened condition, has a passive perception of 14, speaks common and draconic, has a challenge rating of 7, and a proficiency bonus of +3. It gets 1 legendary resistance a day, and it has a multi-attack. The Dragonborn can make 2 Great Axe attacks. The Great Axe is a melee weapon with +8 to hit, a reach of 5 feet, and hits 1 target. On hit, it does 1d12 +5 slashing damage and an additional 3d8 necrotic damage. The Dragonborn of Tiamat's breath weapon is Necrotic Breath, which recharges on a 6. The Dragonborn excels Shadowy Fire in a 30-foot cone. Each creature in that area must make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 8d8 necrotic damage and is frightened of the Dragonborn for 1 minute. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't frightened. A frightened creature can repeat its saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. The frightened condition is particularly good against martials, as it gives them disadvantage on their attacks and restricts their movement. That's something that doesn't hurt spellcasters as much as it hurts the frontliners. On top of that, this guy is a frontliner himself who hits like an absolute truck. The Great Axe, a single hit, does on average of 24 damage, and there's 2 of those, so it can easily do 50 damage in a turn with just its multi-attack. But take note that this is a very straightforward stat block. This is a stat block that is very much so just attack, breath weapon when you get a couple of them in it and just keep pushing hard. You can just basically take away the breath weapon and you have yourself like an arena fighter right there. It's very simplistic in that way, but that's not always a bad thing. And you can definitely reskin it as needed. And if you need a bar brawler, bam, there you go. You got yourself a stat block for it. So I do like the versatility. I do like the background story and the fact that you actually have a motivation for this character in this stat block. And the Necrotic Breath is pretty solid as well. I think one of my favorite things about the Necrotic Breath is the fact that it says Shadowy Fire instead of it just being a fire breath. But now we have like this black fire, Amaterasu. But overall, the keyword here is just straightforward. Okay, this has been the blind stat block reading of the Dragonborn of Tiamat. Hit the subscribe button. I'll see you on the next one. Later!